Okay, it's 5:30. No, it's not even 5:30. It's a little after 5 actually in the morning. I'm about 45 minutes north of Seattle right now. About less than 10 minutes north of this little town called Marysville. And yesterday I got to the Seattle Labor Temple pretty much at 4 o'clock exactly. I figured people would be around there still, They'd be around there till maybe like 5 or something. You know, the old adage, your 9 to 5 job or whatever. It's not necessarily what's going on. I'm rendering a video about the thing, my experience yesterday, by the way. Except for I gotta go and this phone is pay-as-you-go. I gotta pay for another month. And I saved money by spending the night here at the rest stop. Spent the night here at the rest stop and got good sleep finally. Got good sleep. And of all the things I've been through in my life, normal and crazy experiences, one of the things that I've been through since 1998, if you watch a lot of my vlogs, you'll know that the whole thing about a change in my life since 98, I talk about quite often. And I think it's probably easy for a lot of people to look back and say, yeah, my life changed then too. My life changed because of the internet, That's when the internet started going a little more mainstream. And hey man, everyone's life adjusted to this internet and social media and whatever else, right? Well, anyhow, one of the sensations that I started getting was being followed, or even before I was doing YouTube, but I have a few 100,000 total views on YouTube. But even before I was on YouTube or anything, I had the sensation that people knew who I was at places, but no one would come up to me and talk to me and say, hey, I know you from the YouTube, or I know you from whatever, I had that sensation. And I swear to God, man, this might be the first time. Hold on, let me get a shot at this rest area. There we go. Here I am, somewhere in between Seattle and Vancouver, British Columbia. And when I went to New York 10 years ago and stayed at the Chelsea, I was, walking around town, going to TGIF. I went to a few different TGIFs out there. I had a sensation that people knew who I was places. I don't know why, or heard of me, or I don't know. And these sensations have been consistent, very consistent. I'm not saying it's not going on out here, or it's not going on now. But this whole thing about feeling like fuckers are closing in on me, man. It was going on during some of the rest stops while I was going through Oregon to get to Seattle out here over the last couple days. And for some reason, man, I was able to sleep right in front of me, right past that clock, about 10 yards right there. This phone is resting on a sleeping bag. And I was able to fucking sleep on a sleeping bag. And there's a pillow. There's a very, very thin pillow that's also here. And I was able to fucking get about an hour's sleep right in front of me, dude, without having that crazy sensation. I mean, it was still here. It was the sensation was still here, but it was faint, and it was definitely controllable. So this time around, yesterday I got there about 4 o'clock to the Labor Temple. It's on 1st Avenue. It has changed a little bit. I've noticed because on my iPad, there's this. It's kind of like a Google Earth, except for it's a different app where you're able to see from the street view. I think Google has their own version, but the one I had was a different version. I think it's even done by the Google car or whatever. And I went, through this app, around Seattle and all. And I was kind of able to see some of these changes. For example, across the street from the Labor Center, there used to be a big parking lot. And now it's I want to say it's an apartment complex. These normal changes. But this clock is 10 minutes fast. And I'm thinking, it's 5:15 right now, roughly. It takes about 45 minutes. If I leave right now, which I probably will, I could be in Seattle at 6. And this time I could be early instead of late. And if the Labor Temple hasn't opened at 6, then I could have a good breakfast. Decent breakfast somewhere. And the stupid irrational thought in my head is, hey man, then you have to pay for parking. You have to pay for parking for the next hour, man. I've come way too fucking far to pay attention to some crazy little idea in my head about fucking paying an extra hour for fucking parking, dude. But yeah, that's what's going on, and that's the update. It's Friday, by the way. It's Friday right now. It was a week ago today that I kind of made my decision to come up here. And it took a little longer than I thought it would. In between packing, and I stopped at my sister's in, the Santa Clara area. And before that, I stopped at a different sister's in the LA area. So, I'm doing okay, baby. I'm doing fucking okay here. 7.5 minutes right now. And, I want to touch on one final thing, actually. I want to touch on one final thing. Poke my camera in here, by the way. Since we pan around. Okay. I want to touch on one final thing. Wow, if I can remember it. Before I did the panorama. I'm still waking up here, by the way. I'm still waking up. Still waking up. I'm sure as soon as I turn this camera off, it's going to come back to me. Oh, I could probably do my face. The sun's coming out. Okay. What was that final thing here, baby? What was that final thing? I don't want to waste too much time thinking about it either. Maybe if I get into gear and turn on the lights and shit, turn on my, got the freaking headlights and all. Maybe if I start gearing up to go, there's food in back of me. Did I mention that? I got some leftovers in back of me, which I figured I should probably eat right now before I take off. Okay, so Friday, I decided, packed up, blah blah blah, this and that. It'll come back to me, and if I have to turn on the camera again, so be it. I gotta pay for my phone there. Get out real quick. Get out real quick. Alright, sun's coming up. Comes up earlier and sets later out here. Alright, someone's taking off out there. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, baby. Alright, I'm cool.